You ever have that moment when you open your bank app, stare at the balance and think, wait, where did all my money go? That was me. Not once, not twice, but way too many times. And the crazy part? I wasn't out here buying yachts or diamond-encrusted sneakers. It was just everyday spending that somehow evaporated my paycheck before the month was even halfway over. That's what pushed me to try something I'd honestly been avoiding for years, tracking every single dollar I spent for 30 days. I'm not gonna lie, when I first committed to it, it sounded miserable. I imagined myself hunched over like some accountant from the 1800s, scribbling down every receipt by candlelight. But I told myself, if I can do this for 30 days, I'll finally know the truth about where my money is actually going. And oh man, the truth hit harder than I expected. Let me walk you through what happened, what I discovered, and the lessons that changed the way I look at money forever. 20. The setup, my oh no moment. The spark came from a morning coffee run. I had tapped my card for a $6 latte, no second thought, and then later that night I scrolled through my bank statement.
You ever look at your bank account and think, where the heck did all my money go? Yeah, same. So I gave myself a challenge. Track every single dollar, 30 days. No skipping, no, I'll log it later. Swipe, tap, and snack, written down. I discovered? It kind of shocked me. Turns out, I was spending...
That's when I saw 3 different coffee shop charges in just one day. 3. I had basically caffeinated away nearly $20 without realizing it. That was my oh no moment. So I decided 30 days of full-on tracking. No excuses, no rounding, no ignoring small purchases because they didn't feel like they mattered. To keep it simple, I used a notes app on my phone. Every time I spent money, whether it was $2 for a vending machine snack or $200 for groceries, I typed it in immediately.
Thought on things I didn't even really enjoy. Like, I spent more on food delivery than groceries. And half the time, the food wasn't even good. But this challenge wasn't about guilt. It was about awareness. And by the end of the 30 days, not only did I feel more in control, I actually saved more money. And today, I'm breaking down everything.
I made categories: food, transportation, fun, bills, random. At the end of each day, I tallied things up. The first few days felt annoying, but soon, it became almost like a game. Each time I pulled out my card, I thought, do I really want to type this into my tracker? That question alone started changing how I spent. Yup, sure, week 1. Reality slaps hard. The first week was honestly brutal. I thought I was pretty good with money. Nope.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the show. It's James here, and today's episode is a little different, but a bit more personal, a bit more real. So I did something that honestly made me uncomfortable at first. I tracked every single dollar I spent for 30 days straight. Every coffee, every impulse buy, every late night Uber Eats run. All of it.
Within 7 days, I saw the ugly truth. I had spent more on takeout than groceries. My fun category was 3 times higher than I thought. Little Amazon buys, random apps, a movie rental here, a drink there. I realized I was paying for not 1, but 3 subscriptions I had completely forgotten about. It was humbling. The numbers didn't lie. Seeing them stacked up in black and white made me go, okay, I'm not as responsible as I thought. But instead of beating myself up,
at first, I thought I had a pretty good grip on my spending. I mean, I'm not someone who splurges on big-ticket items every weekend. I'm not drowning in subscriptions. And I try to cook at home when I can. But what I thought I was doing and what I was actually doing, 2 completely different stories. First week, I noticed a pattern, and not a good one.
I leaned into curiosity. I told myself, this is just data. This is information. Let's see what else comes out of it. Nar. Week 2. The why. Behind my spending. By the second week, the tracking wasn't just about numbers, it was about patterns. I noticed something interesting. I wasn't buying stuff because I needed it. I was buying because of how I felt. Stressful day, I'd order food. Feeling bored, Amazon cart. Running late.
Triggers weren't emergencies or essentials. They were boredom, stress, and honestly, convenience. $10 quick snack. Because I didn't feel like cooking, turned into a $200 habit. That $5 app download I didn't think twice about. Multiply that by 4 or 5 random why not purchases.
Grab an overpriced snack instead of planning ahead. I started seeing that money was my emotional crutch. It was never about the sandwich or the gadget. It was about the momentary comfort. That realization stung, but it also felt freeing. Because once you know why you're doing something, you can actually change it. Schakkurfler week 3. Tiny changes, big impact. By week 3, I decided to experiment. Not with massive sacrifices, just tiny swaps. Instead of buying coffee every day, I made it at home 4 days a week and treated myself once. Instead of ordering dinner when I was tired, I stocked up on quick meals at the grocery store. Instead of impulse clicking buy now,
Awareness. I wanted to take control of my money instead of letting it disappear without knowing where it went. And that shift in mindset changed everything. Once I had the data, I started adjusting. I didn't go full minimalist, but I did make intentional swaps. I set a weekly cash budget for fun stuff.
I gave myself a 24-hour rule. If I still wanted it tomorrow, I could get it. These changes didn't feel restrictive. They felt smart. And the best part? At the end of week 3, I looked at the totals and saw real progress. My spending in some categories had already dropped by 30%. That was proof I wasn't powerless. Week 4. A whole new mindset. The final stretch was when things really clicked. Tracking no longer felt like a chore. It felt like second nature. In fact, I kind of enjoyed it.
You ever look at your bank account and think, where the heck did all my money go? Yeah, same. So I gave myself a challenge. Track every single dollar, 30 days. No skipping, no, I'll log it later. Swipe, tap, and snack, written down. I discovered? It kind of shocked me. Turns out, I was spending...
There was something empowering about knowing exactly where my money went. I also realized that money isn't just numbers. It's energy, it's freedom, it's choice. And when you're mindlessly spending it, you're not just losing dollars, you're losing opportunities for bigger, better things. One night, I added up how much I had saved just by being mindful for those 30 days. Then I thought, if I keep this up for a year, that's a plane ticket. That's a new laptop. That's a safety cushion. It wasn't about depriving myself. It was about trading meh purchases for meaningful ones. Jodhpur, what I learned. So what did I actually learn from this 30-day experiment?
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the show. It's James here, and today's episode is a little different, but a bit more personal, a bit more real. So I did something that honestly made me uncomfortable at first. I tracked every single dollar I spent for 30 days straight. Every coffee, every impulse buy, every late night Uber Eats run. All of it. I wanted...
Honestly, more than I expected. Here are the biggest takeaways. 1. Awareness is everything. You can't change what you don't see. Before, I had no idea where my money was going. Tracking gave me X-ray vision into my habits. 2. The little things add up. It's wild how a $6 latte doesn't feel like much until you multiply it by 20. Those tiny buys were quietly eating half my budget. 3. Money is emotional. Most of my spending wasn't about need, it was about feelings. Once I caught that pattern, I could pause and ask myself, am I hungry or just stressed? 4. Small tweaks go far. I didn't overhaul my life, I didn't stop having fun, I just swapped a few habits, and it made a huge difference. 5. Tracking builds confidence. Instead of being scared to check my balance, I felt
triggers weren't emergencies or essentials. They were boredom, stress, and honestly, convenience. $10 quick snack. Because I didn't feel like cooking turned into a $200 habit. That $5 app download I didn't think twice about. Multiply that by 4 or 5 random why not purchases.
Felt in control. Money stopped being a mystery, and that alone reduced my stress. The unexpected wins. There were also some surprising side effects I hadn't seen coming. For one, I became way more grateful. When you write down every purchase, you notice how much you already have. I didn't feel that constant itch to buy more. I also found myself getting creative. Instead of defaulting to spend, I started asking, what's another way? Invite friends over instead of going out. Take a walk instead of shopping out of boredom. Cook a fun meal instead of ordering takeout. It wasn't just cheaper, it was more fulfilling. And maybe the biggest win? I learned that discipline with money doesn't feel like punishment, it feels like freedom. Would I do it again? Absolutely. In fact, I've kept up with a lighter version of it. I don't log every single dollar anymore, but I do a weekly check-in. I glance at my categories, make sure nothing's creeping up, and adjust. Think of it like working out. You don't need to run a marathon every day, but once you've built the muscle, you don't want to lose it. My challenge to you. Here's the deal. If you've ever felt like money slips through your fingers, I dare you to try this for 30 days, just 1 month. You don't need fancy apps or spreadsheets. A notebook, your phone's notes app, anything works. Write down every dollar. It might annoy you at first. It might shock you in the middle. But by the end, you'll see yourself and your money in a whole new light. And trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it. The hook, now full circle. Remember how I said at the very start that I was tired of staring at my bank balance and asking myself, where did all my money go? That question used to haunt me. It was the first thought whenever I checked my account, and the last thought when I realized I had nothing left before payday. After 30 straight days of tracking, writing, and reflecting, I don't ask that question anymore. I finally know where it all goes, down to the last coffee, snack, or late-night click. More importantly, I'm no longer a passive observer. I actually get to decide where it goes. That shift is bigger than numbers on a screen. It's a mindset change, and it feels like flipping a switch from confusion to control. So here's my little push, my challenge to you. Give it a shot. Try it for just 30 days. Write down every dollar, every swipe, every tap. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up, just observe. Watch the story of your money unfold day by day. And when the month is over, look back at the picture it paints. You might be surprised, maybe even shocked at what you see. But you'll also feel something else. Clarity. And once you feel that, once you've seen where your money truly goes, I promise you'll never look at it the same way again. And hey, if this story lit even the tiniest fire in you, if it made you pause for a second and think, maybe I should try this, then don't let this be the end of the conversation. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, join me here, and let's keep unpacking real, honest stories about money, life, and the everyday choices that shape us. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about dollars. It's about building a life you feel good about, one small decision at a time.